I got 2 new cars now. You know, when you're going to a track day, you're just there to have fun. You know?
Right.
Heel toe is actually a lot easier than a lot of people make it out to be.
Both cars sub 2.
Yes.
What did this car do? Front wheel drive versus rear wheel drive. If you have to keep just one car, which one would it be?
If you can only have one, probably be the way to go though. Sometimes we're aiming for sub 2, and once you're there, sometimes you get a little bit lost. I know some of the other guys I've talked to are a little bit lost in life after sub 2. They're like, what do I go for next? You know, go for the next sticker, 155.
What's up, James?
Good morning. Thank you for coming back. I got 2 new cars now.
I know. What? Wow.
Yeah, 2 years later, 2 different cars.
Has it been 2 years already?
Yeah, I think so. I had to go back and look at the video because my wife wanted to know when the last time was.
What happened? What happened to your Porsche?
I had a great deal and I just sold it. Someone on Facebook messaged me about the car and wanted to buy it. So it's gone now, which I slightly regret, but I don't mind because it was an automatic and I wanted a manual, so.
For the viewers that haven't watched it, it was a Cayman. Kind of made it look like a GT4, but it was S, right?
Yes, it was a Cayman S. It had GT4 conversion and everything minus the engine.
That was a PDK, so you wanted a manual?
Yes.
And you also had a Corvette.
Yes, actually, in between I had a C8, which is automatic as well, and I just didn't like it as much. So then the search was on to find another car, something light and manual, and something that can probably sub 2. So I bought this, a GR86.
Okay. And then you really enjoyed driving this car, right?
Yes, I absolutely love driving this car. It's light, it's precise, it's very easy to work on. Budget-wise, you can go pretty cheap, but I kind of went a little wild with it. But it doesn't take much to get the GR86 fast.
Okay. So if you really like this car, why did you buy a FL5?
The FL5, it was kind of a trial. I tried to see if I can get one at MSRP. I made deals. I went around looking at the cars, talked to the dealers, saw the car in person. I just loved the styling of it. And I haven't had a Honda since 1999. And I thought, you know, when I was growing up, it's kind of like a midlife crisis thing. I've always wanted a Type R in the 2000s, and I finally have one.
You got the perfect midlife crisis cars, the colors too.
Yeah. The kids love the Type R though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we run family errands in it, and we all go out in it on the weekends.
So is it better to have 2 cars versus one nice car?
I like having multiple cars.
Having an option, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it easier sometimes too, when one has a problem. You know, now I got a backup track car for the track car.
Well, let's go through the cars.
All right. We'll start from the front since we're right here. It's got a race spread splitter, and the air dam is from Varus Engineering. And from there we have a Jackson Racing oil cooler, Koyo radiator, HKS catted headers, and a tune from Counter Space Garage. Moving on to suspension, the car's full SPL spherical suspension. It's got a Brembo 6-pot and 4-pot from Race Technology. Titan 7 wheels. I'm on the Kumho, the Kumho V730s. Varus Engineering side splitters, diffuser, and under tray. For the rest of the aero, we have the Epsilon swan neck wing.
Tires. Are those? I see 255 in the front. Is that square?
Yes, 255 front and rear.
And what about the pads on the brakes?
The pads on the brake right now are Project Mu HCCS. They're actually not enough, so I'm probably going to change them out for the Endless, the N35S.
You didn't like the pads?
No, I actually used different pads when I actually went to track. These brakes are actually brand new.
Oh, I see.
I had the OEM Brembos on there, and then I was running Carbotech XP12s, which I actually didn't like that much, but they serve their purpose. It's a spreadsheet that got out of control, so I deleted it.
Because I have a spreadsheet too, and I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know, once your spreadsheet, once your total gets to a certain amount, you're like, I'm deleting this price column.
Yeah.
But yeah, the car is, even though it looks pretty wild, I think it's relatively on the stock side. It's mostly just suspension work and some bolt-ons. Exhaust is HKS, tow hooks. One interesting thing, which probably a lot of people won't have on their track cars, is I actually have a full audio system in this car.
Nice.
Got Hertz three-way components running in active, and it's got a subwoofer.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's got a Moscani 8-channel amp with
Wow.
full DSP.
Man, you're not messing around. Yeah. Top of the line stuff. I never realized the gas cap is
Yes,
not a
it's
circle.
one of those things where once you see, you can't unsee it. Everyone says that's one of the weirdest features of the car.
Funky looking.
Yeah.
But it's unique. I like it. And the wing, you said, was what brand again?
Yeah, this is a Epsilon Aero wing.
Okay.
When I actually ordered it, there weren't that many options out, and Epsilon seemed to be one of the few with really good engineering on how it mounts. There's a 3D printed adapter on the bottom that supports the weight of the trunk.
Okay.
And the wing stands are directly tied into the hinge brackets.
Oh, gotcha.
So-
Can we see that?
Yeah, so this wing is actually really solid. So right here, the wing stand is completely tied in to the hinge bracket.
Yeah.
And then this support bracket supports on a 3D printed mount.
That's kind of neat. So the kit comes with the bracket and,
Yeah,
and
it
this.
comes with everything. It's a full kit.
Yeah.
And it's a little difficult to install, but I think it's totally worth it.
Okay.
And then this is where my subwoofer is.
That's cool. JBL, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a JBL sub in my Civic too. You're kind of like me. You gotta have bass, right?
Yeah, you know, what's the point of doing all these things to the car if you don't get to enjoy it, right?
Right.
You know?
And the lap time is maybe like, I don't know what the difference will be, but it's minor, right?
Yeah. If I ever do compete or if I ever do a time attack, you know, I'd take it out. But, you know, when you're going to a track day, you're just there to have fun. You know?
Right,
You don't need that tenth or 2/10 of a second.
That's right.
I think the 2/10 is definitely worth it for the more pleasant drive home.
Yeah, gotta have the Recaros, right?
Yeah. So these seats were originally from the Porsche. The buyer actually didn't want them. He was a little bit taller, a little wider, so he said they didn't fit him.
Oh, because this is a JDM spec,
Yes,
right?
this is the JDM Recaros. So I had seats already. They were red. I was not too fond of putting red on blue, but it actually turned out a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, it looks right in place.
Yeah. So we got the red Recaros. The harnesses, the Schroth 6 points are from the Porsche as well.
Yeah.
Same with the OMP steering wheel. And then it's on a Workspell hub and adapter for the switches, CAE shifter.
Oh, CAE makes one for this car
Yeah.
now. Okay, wow, that's neat.
Yeah, CAE shifter, once you experience one, you won't want to buy anything
Right.
else.
It's kind of like Recaro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of those parts that you try out and
Yeah, you're
you
like,
can't go back.
Yeah, you can't go back. You always wondered, and you, without buying them, you have always wondered why they cost so much. And then you put one in and you use it and you go, oh, that's why.
I see that you have a roll bar.
Yes, I have a Studio RSR roll bar, and probably the only lightweight thing I did to this car was take out the rear seat to put the roll bar.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about trying to find some way of covering that up or putting the rear bench back in, just to cut down a little bit of noise.
Yeah.
Well, the extra 10 pounds isn't going to do much,
Okay.
so it's fine.
You got a box of tissue back there.
Yes,
That's such an Asian thing to do.
My wife insists I have a box of tissue in all my cars.
Are those pedals?
The pedals are stock. I did add Cusco gas pedal spacer.
That's for the heel toe, huh?
Yeah, it was funny because I've never heel toed before I got this car.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the move to manual was actually quite interesting. You know, at first I thought, oh, I'll just get by without it. You know, slow down a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But then after a while, you kind of want more, and you're like, oh, heel toe. Everyone talks about that.
Yeah.
Heel toe is actually a lot easier than a lot of people make it out to be. All you gotta do is touch the gas a little bit, and the car does kind of the rest of it for you. I actually thought heel toe before you had to exactly match your RPM to your
Oh, I
downshift.
see. Yeah.
But you don't, you just touch the gas pedal and then you jam into gear. And it kind of, the momentum kind of pulls the RPM to where it needs to be without disturbing the car.
This car doesn't have a red match?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I would think it does.
Yeah, I thought it would too, but this car actually didn't have rev match.
Okay.
But I like it. I like it without the rev match. Under the hood, we look very, very stock. Only thing that I've changed under here is this. It's HFM. It's a company out in Australia. They made a larger diameter master cylinder.
Is there a problem with these masters?
I wouldn't say exactly a problem, but as you increase the diameter size of the pistons, your pedal travel actually increases. To combat that, I went out looking for a larger master cylinder, and the only one I could find was this company out in Australia.
Okay.
And it did improve pedal feel a bit, especially with the big brake kit.
Okay. Is that an inch or
This
bigger?
is, I think it's like 7/16 or something like that.
Okay. It does have two outlets, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool.
What else is in here? Only other thing is oil pressure gauge right here,
Okay.
or oil pressure logging.
Oil pressure logging. Okay.
Yeah,
So
the new cars are amazing. Everything goes through CAN bus these days.
so this is an aftermarket unit.
Yes, this is an aftermarket unit made by a company called Gerald Just Products.
Okay.
So what happens is the sensor just ties into the box, and the box injects the signal into the existing CAN.
Oh, okay.
So it can actually be logged by any of the stock ECU stuff, like the EcuTex or Cobb or whatever you're using.
Oh, nice. So all this new car stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing what they can do now.
Yeah. It's got a really big booster.
Yeah, it does.
And everything else is pretty much stock, huh?
Yeah, besides the headers.
Okay.
You can see the headers a little bit here.
Yeah.
They're HKS catted headers.
Nice. Nice.
But nothing much going on under the hood here.
Okay. So these are for the oil cooler?
Yeah, this is for the Jackson Racing oil cooler kit. It just it's a sandwich block and 2 lines that go to the front.
Nice. HKS shocks.
Oh yes, HKS coilovers, the Hypermax Rs. I'm on stock sway bars still.
Okay.
I'm actually really liking the idea of it being on stock sway bars. It actually feels pretty good like that.
What kind of power does this car make now?
I had it tuned, but I never had it on the dyno. If I were to estimate, I'd say it's somewhere around like the range of like low 2s, probably about 210, 215 to the wheels, I think.
Okay. How much does the car weigh?
The car weighs, when I weighed it before I put everything on, I came in at 28.5, 2,850 or so.
Okay.
It can get a lot lighter, but it's not the point yet to do
Right.
it.
I mean, if you're adding subwoofer, you're not. Yeah.
But I may reach the day where I want to lightweight it, but as of right now, it's good as it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Both cars sub 2.
Yes.
What did this car do?
This one did a 189.
159.
Or sorry, 159. The optimal on this is actually pretty low. I could probably do a lot more on this. So I'm going to get it back out later this year and try to see if I can get it down to 157, hopefully.
Okay.
Try to earn myself that 155 sticker.
Eventually, right?
Eventually.
Yeah.
If I can't get there, I'll just throw a turbo on it or something.
That's the shortcut. Yeah, but I like how you executed this build because it's a nice track car that can be driven to the track. The emission stuff is still there. Comfortable seats, subwoofer, nice speakers. So yeah, it's, I really like this build.
Yeah, it's my show car days showing.
Yeah, coming from a show car background, James, you don't let me down. Let's jump into this one. Is that a stock intercooler?
No, that's a
Okay.
PRL intercooler.
Wow. Well, those are some thick bars.
Yeah, it's heavy. Bar and plate intercoolers are a lot heavier than I remembered.
So you're ready for more boost.
Yes.
So you recently just purchased this, right?
Yes, this I picked up about 2 months ago in January. It was, when I purchased it, I actually told my wife I was keeping it stock.
Oh yeah, of
That
course.
didn't happen. That lasted probably like a week. But it's got some simple mods, some simple bolt-ons. This one I concentrate a little bit more on power because I do drive this more on the weekends.
Okay.
So it has a PRL front mount intercooler, got a Honda tune on it.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I purchased another tune after that, which was a Faribault Stage 2. According to the tuner, the car should be making about 365 to the wheels, which is a nice healthy amount, just enough to get yourself in trouble on the street. It's on a RSR Best Eye coilovers, which are active coilovers. So it retains the OEM Comfort, Sport, and R modes.
Nice.
I did brake pads. These are Project Mu HCCS brake pads in the front and rear.
Okay.
They're technically a street pad, so they didn't work that well on track, but it got the job done that day. We got Titan 7, the TD6s, and this one's on Bridgestone RE71s.
Okay.
I was trying to get the Kumhos also for this, but they were out of stock. You know, get the better tires and just sub to it, I guess.
Yeah.
These are Paragon two-piece rotors in the front, and the rears have the 350 millimeter upgrade from Paragon as well.
Oh, they're both two-piece.
Actually, the rear is considered a two-piece, but it's non-floating. So it's a two-piece for the look and to replace the rotor rings, but it's
Okay.
not a floating ring design.
Oh.
Car has a RV6 rear suspension. I happened to come across someone on Facebook selling some parts for a good price, and I was like, why not? It wasn't my original intention to do any suspension besides just the coilovers on this car, but I got a good deal on it. So right now it has the rear RV6 lower arms and sway bar and spherical replacement.
Okay.
HPD runs them, so why not? And then Cusco wing risers, just for a little extra height on the wing. Probably really doesn't do anything. And then it's got a Fuji Subo titanium exhaust.
Nice.
The exhaust actually went on after the track day, so.
Is it pretty loud?
No, it's actually quiet.
Okay. Good.
It's great for driving around.
Yeah.
But this car was simple. It didn't really take much on this car. I'm actually thinking this car could probably do it completely stock too.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. What was the lap time on this one?
This one was 158.
158. And that was first day, you were saying?
Yeah, it was my first time out on the track in front wheel drive ever actually. I took it out. I have the SDC track pass, so I took the free session out for getting a nice bed on the pads, let it rest for about an hour and a half, let them cool, went back on track. First session out, second lap, 158.
Do you have a goal with this car?
No, I actually don't.
Okay.
This car I probably will take out there once or twice a year, but it's not really a goal to get too much faster in this car. My weekend family car.
Okay.
You know, the kids love it. Hybrid racing short shifter and shifter bushings. That's it.
Yeah. And ironically, this car has a red seat too.
Yes,
So-
so I got two blue cars with red seats. Got my kids' booster seats back there.
Nice. Of course, box of tissue.
Yes, all the Asians have to have that box of tissues.
Authentic Kleenex.
Have to remember to take it out on track though. Sometimes it flies around.
Yeah.
I like playing engine bays because you know how tough smog laws are now in
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
You know, they'll pop you for anything and ticket you for everything. So, which is why I have an intercooler and I didn't even stencil it like everyone else does.
It's pretty much all stock, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very amazing car stock.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
If you could only have one, the Type R would probably be the way to go, though.
You think so?
Yeah, because you got all that space, and then you got the comfort. you know, with the adaptive shocks, and you can still take it out and have a good lap time. It's kind of like a good dual car.
That's a nice collection. Is there anything on the trunk?
No, there's nothing on the trunk on this one. Only thing is this trunk is amazingly large, which was actually one of the reasons why I kind of bought this car too.
Wow. It's like a SUV almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually have this parked next to my wife's Model Y, and they're literally the same height.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a huge trunk. It fits a lot. The seats fold down.
And Honda has something similar too. Looks
Yes,
like. Yeah.
Honda.
This is factory. Right?
Yeah, Honda's actually is very thought out as
Yeah.
well. Inside these wing mounts, they have a metal plate on the inside, and then the metal plate ties into everything underneath too.
Okay.
So the wing actually exerts force directly on these bumpers.
So I got some questions. Front wheel drive versus rear wheel drive.
I like the rear wheel drive, but front wheel drive does not deserve the stigma it gets. You know, front wheel drive done right can be just as fast.
What is an easier car to drive?
The Type R was by far easier car to drive. All you gotta do is concentrate on your entry, and then you can use power to overtake almost anything. It's on 275 tires, and it's got 100 something more horsepower than the GR86.
Yeah.
But you know, the GR86 is amazing in itself because it's such low on power, and it can handle, it's only 1 second shy of what the Type R is doing right now.
NA versus turbo.
Turbo is amazing. It's so much fun, but NA really makes you work for it. You know, you mess up your entry, that's it. But on turbo, just hit the gas a little bit more.
If you have to keep just one car, which one would it be?
If I can only keep one car, I'd have to keep the Type R because my family likes it. You know, my kids like it, my wife likes it, you know, and it's a more usable car. But if I can only keep one car to track, it would be the GR86.
Any other future plans? Are you gonna have another blue something else in the future?
I am thinking very hardly about a lightweight front wheel drive car, maybe something in the lines of like an EG or something like a DC2. So we'll see what happens.
But I don't think any car, like any modern car, would drive like a 90s Honda.
Yeah.
And they're like paperweight, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After our last interview, I actually put down a deposit for a C8 Z06.
Oh.
But I actually, earlier this year, I just enjoying these two cars so much, I canceled my Z06 order.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised next time I come, you have 3 cars.
Now running out of space.
But thank you again for.
Not a problem, not a problem.
Any shout outs?
Titan 7, great wheels, great price. R Compound, you know, those guys are a block away from my office. They always get the tires done, you know, never a scratched wheel. Reliable tire guy is probably one of the most important thing for these track guys. Studio RSR, they always help me out with any work I need to get done when I'm not able to do it. Oh, SDC, I can't forget SDC. SDC, you know, race all day.
Yeah.
I run mostly SDC events. And then I have to do a shout out to Sub 2 Club. My motivation to even getting back into cars with a goal in mind and made everything, what's it called, much more enjoyable.
Any final thing you want to say?
See you guys out on the track.
Yeah. What a great collection.